A few skewers of grilled chicken, glistening over glowing coals. It looks like the simplest street food in the world. Just chicken on a stick, cooked over fire. What is there to understand? As it turns out, a great deal. This is yakitori, and behind those humble skewers is a craft that takes years to master. Because yakitori is not really about chicken. It is about respect, precision, and fire. Get those three right, and a piece of cheap chicken becomes something you remember. Get them wrong, and it is just dry meat on a stick. By the end of this video, you will understand why a simple skewer can be worth lining up for. And why almost nothing about it is as simple as it looks. There is one small choice that changes the whole thing. So let's decode it. First, the basics. The word yakitori breaks into yaki, meaning grilled, and tori, meaning bird. So at its heart, it is skewered chicken, grilled over charcoal. Small bite-sized pieces, threaded onto thin bamboo sticks. The bamboo skewer is not random either. Its size and shape help you turn the meat evenly over the coals. But that plain description hides three things that make yakitori special. What goes on the skewer, how it is seasoned, and how it is grilled. Let's start with what goes on the skewer, because this surprises a lot of people. A true yakitori shop does not just grill breast and thigh. It uses almost the entire bird. And quickly, before we go deeper, thank you for actually watching this, instead of just scrolling past it. Stick around, because the charcoal they cook over is stranger and more special than you would ever guess. So, nearly every part of the chicken finds its way onto a skewer. And each part has its own name, texture, and following. There is thigh, juicy and rich, often skewered with spring onion between the pieces. There is the skin, grilled until it is deeply crisp and almost crackling. There is the tender meat near the neck, and the little oyster of meat near the tail, prized for being especially juicy. There are hearts, livers, and gizzards, each with a distinct texture. There is even cartilage, grilled for a light, crunchy bite. And there is sukune, a seasoned chicken meatball, soft and savory. Nothing is wasted. A skilled yakitori chef can turn a single chicken into a dozen completely different experiences. Some specialist shops serve 30 or more different cuts from one bird. Each one is a tiny lesson in anatomy and texture. That is the first key idea. Yakitori is nose-to-tail cooking, treating every part of the bird as worthy of care. It comes from a deep respect for the ingredient, and from an old refusal to waste anything. Every scrap has a purpose. In a country that long had little meat to spare, that thrift became an art form. Waste was not just wrong, it was almost unthinkable. Now, getting those pieces onto the skewer is its own skill. It is not just stabbing chicken onto a stick. The pieces have to be cut to a similar size, so they cook evenly. They are threaded at the right angle, so every part meets the heat properly. A badly skewered stick cooks unevenly, with burnt edges and raw centers. A well-skewered one cooks into perfect, even bites. So even before the fire, real craft is already happening. The skewer itself is a small act of precision. Watch a master and the threading looks almost effortless. But every single piece is placed with intention. Quick note before the second half. I have full, separate breakdowns of the soy sauce behind the glaze and the umami that runs through it all. You will find them at the end of this video and linked in the description. So if one grabs you, you can head straight there. Now to that one small choice I promised you. Every skewer is seasoned in one of two ways. The first is shio, which simply means salt. The chicken is seasoned with salt and grilled, and nothing else. Shio is about purity. It lets you taste the meat, the fat, and the smoke, clean and unmasked. It is often the choice for the freshest, highest quality parts. When the chicken is that good, salt is all it needs. The second way is Tare, a sweet and savory glaze. It is built from soy sauce, mirin, sake, and sugar, simmered down until thick and glossy. The skewer is dipped into the tare, grilled, dipped again, and grilled again. Layer after layer of glaze builds up a deep, caramelized coating. And here is a beautiful detail. In many old shops, the tare pot is never emptied. New tare is added on top of the old, and drippings from years of grilling fall back in. Some tare pots have been kept alive, continuously, for decades. So a single dip can carry the flavor of countless chickens before it. The sauce itself is a living piece of the shop's history. Some chefs guard that pot like treasure. If a fire ever broke out, the tare is what they would save first. Choosing tare or shio changes everything about a skewer. Delicate parts often shine with just salt, while richer parts love the sweet glaze. Knowing which to order is part of the pleasure. A good chef will even tell you how each piece is best eaten. But the seasoning is only half the story. The real magic happens in the fire itself. Great yakitori is grilled over a special charcoal called binchotan. And binchotan is unlike ordinary charcoal in almost every way. It is a hard, white charcoal, made by burning wood extremely slowly at very high temperatures. The result is dense, and it burns in a remarkable way. Binchotan burns very hot, very steadily, and with almost no smoke or flame. Instead, it gives off intense, even, radiant heat. That matters enormously. The fierce heat sears the outside of the chicken fast, crisping the skin and locking in the juices. But because there is little smoke and no leaping flame, the meat does not turn bitter or sooty. It cooks cleanly, kissed by heat rather than choked by smoke. The result is chicken that is crisp outside, juicy inside, and touched with a gentle, clean smokiness. No home oven can truly copy it. That is why real yakitori tastes different from anything you grill at home. The charcoal is doing something your kitchen simply cannot. And even with perfect charcoal, the grilling itself takes real skill. The chef constantly turns each skewer, judging the heat by eye and by sound. They move skewers closer and farther from the coals, moment by moment. Fatty skin goes where it can crisp, delicate meat where it will not dry out. It looks calm and effortless. But it is a constant stream of tiny, precise decisions over the fire. A few seconds of inattention can dry out a skewer or scorch the skin. The chef never really stops watching. Now, where do you actually eat all this? Usually in an izakaya, a casual Japanese pub. You sit at a counter, often just an arm's length from the grill. A cold beer in hand, skewers arriving a few at a time, straight off the coals. It is social, warm, and unhurried. The smoke, the sizzle, and the chef working the fire are all part of the meal. You order a few skewers at a time, and more keep coming as you go. There is no rush to finish, and no reason to leave. Yakitori is not fine dining, and it is not fast food. It is somewhere better, honest food made with real care, eaten in good company. But here's what most people miss. The genius of yakitori is not the chicken at all. It is the respect and precision poured into something so humble. A cheap, everyday bird, elevated by skill at every single step. Nothing is wasted, every part is understood, and every skewer is grilled with total attention. The bird is treated as something worth mastering. The real difference was never the ingredient. It was the care, fire, salt, patience, and respect, all focused on a simple stick of chicken. And nose-to-tail eating, celebrated as a Western trend in recent years, has been quietly perfected in these shops for generations. Yakitori was doing it all along. So here is your takeaway. Yakitori is not just chicken on a stick. It is a whole bird, respected part by part, seasoned with salt or a living glaze, and grilled to perfection over remarkable charcoal. Simple food, taken completely seriously. Now I would genuinely love to know, Are you Team Tare, the sweet glaze, or Team Shio, just salt? Tell me in the comments below. And here is the one moment I will actually ask. If this gave you a new respect for the humble skewer, leave a like, it really helps the channel grow. And subscribe if you want more of Japanese Food Decoded, one dish at a time. To go deeper right now, the video on the left breaks down soy sauce, the base of that living Tare glaze. And on the right, you can decode miso, another pillar of Japanese flavor. See you in the next one.